The temperatures outside routinely topping 100 degrees, but we are inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. That sound of the big red siren brings the Cardinals and their fans to action. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Tirico with my partner Greg Olson, the veteran Nick Folk to get this one started. Off we go from Glendale. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. They're going to be led out by their veteran signal caller out of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
On play action, Brissett. Right away, they're coming after him, and they get him. A sack on the opening snap of the game.
Prior to the opening kickoff, the home crowd is rocking. They're on their feet cheering. Well, one play in, got a little quieter in here. This defense came out, and they took the fight right to him, able to bring the quarterback down for an opening play sack to get their defense settled into this one.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Throwing to someone with his length, Mike, there's a lot of benefits. The catch radius, the ability to adjust to an off-target throw. But you have to also look at the other side of the coin there. For these defenses, those bigger, extended bodies, that's just a lot big target to go after and hit. So they're able to take advantage of it here. So I promise you, that receiver gets back into the huddle. He's telling his quarterback, hey, man, bring that ball down. I'm happy to go fight and compete for the ball, but you've got to protect me. I think it's so critical to start the game fast. When you hear every coach and player harp on it in their press interviews and in their conferences, it's something that everybody stresses, but it's easier said than done. So I think for them to come out and face an early 3rd down and be able to pick up a first and extend this possession, I think it goes a long way towards everybody on that sideline and in that huddle just taking a deep breath.
Sherwood on the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Brissett. Over the middle, it's Harrison. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. His 2nd catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a 1st down.
That's what they call a big dagger route. It's about 10, 15 yards where you just round off your outside foot and rip into the middle of the field, and they executed it to perfection, and were able to move the chains.
That's caught. It's Emari DeMercado. And he'll be forced out of bounds a yard or so shy of the marker, but it is a gain of 9 on 1st down.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Off the play fake. Will McDonald gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
This defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, They're going to have to do a lot better job protecting him early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down. Now, Brissett. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. They'll pick up 23 on that one. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
Now DeMarcado. And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Now it's Brissett. He'll step up and run.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback, just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
A lengthy opening drive. Now comes to this. It is third. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to DeMarcado. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up and stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
I think you got to go for it here, Mike. They've had this impressive opening drive where they've marched their way all the way down into the red zone, and the last thing you want to do here is settle for 3. This is the chance. Set the tone for the rest of the game, and let's see what they dial up here on fourth down.
Ryland's kick is good, and the Cardinals will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback, plays college ball at Virginia Tech. It's Tyrod Taylor.
Now, this is the type of quarterbacks that just give defensive coordinators nightmares. They stay up all night thinking, okay, what is the best way to defend him? Do we treat him as a runner? Do we treat him as a passer? And I think that's really where the most stress comes in, Mike, is you want to make sure you don't let him kill you with his legs downfield as a runner, but it's also his ability to extend plays as a passer that really creates a lot of stress on your back-end coverage, and that's where those big plays can come. So,
in trouble, and down he goes.
We met with them the other day, Mike, and the offensive coordinator, he went out of his way. He was adamant that they felt really good early in this game. There was a lot of things on this opening script they could do to attack this defense. Well, needless to say, I don't think giving up a sack on the first play was what he had in mind, and now they face a 2nd and long. They got to get back on track.
Now, Taylor, forced to his right, and he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. That's going to bring up third down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. Throwing, Taylor. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think the second that ball left his hand, he wanted to pull it immediately back. I mean, he is lucky, Mike. That ball didn't end up going the other way. He almost gifted them a short field and maybe even some points.
So on fourth down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Cards offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead, see if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. Here's a first carry for their running back, and a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Brandon Stevens there to bring him down. Now after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 6. They put Wilson in motion. Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 21.
A gain of 21 on that pass play. It's an Arizona first down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
At the 34-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area.
On the ground, DeMercado. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 11.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Back to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That was incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cardinals, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Davis now to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The run here is Breece Hall. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Tackled there by Matt Wilson.
Down at the 35-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. Now, faking the give. Pass is caught. That's Rucker, the tight end. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Here comes 3rd and 6. Back to throw is Taylor. He'll try and get there on the ground.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Looking to throw. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
On the RPO, and he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's Austin McNamara now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. On the return, it's Dortch. Now comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. He'll run. It's DeMercado. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jadian Sherwood there to meet him.
It's a game.
So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. 6-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Second quarter starts. Cardinals in possession of the football. Third down, they need 5. As we are ready to get back underway. Third and short yardage. It's Brissett. He'll try to run for it.
A 7-yard gain. And the Cardinals first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
This just kills you as a defensive coordinator. Here you are thinking you're going to get a 3-and-out, get off the field, pick up some momentum for your team, and you allow the quarterback to get loose with his legs, and he's able to pick up just enough on third down to convert, and now you got to go back out and defend a fresh set of downs. And there's a great example of the pressure altering the quarterback's plan. They need to continue to get him off his spot, continue to make him speed through those progressions. I think if they can continue to do that, they're going to find good success.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Operating from the gun is Brissett. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
If he's able to get the ball out of his hand on time, that's probably a completion, but there's a little hesitation for one reason or another, and by the time he lets it go, he has a defender bearing down on him and leads to an incompletion.
He's going to go up top here for McBride. Hit by the former Raven, Brandon Stevens.
I think this is one of those interceptions, Mike, that when the ball left his hand, he simply just didn't even see the corner, and now they're playing what they call cover 3. So that corner, he's responsible for the deep outside third of the field, and he's just playing in space, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he just threw it right to him.
The Jets offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, they've punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. The drive begins with a run, and it's home. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play, and a first down.
First down. A gain of 18.
This is how I would run an offense if I was an offensive coordinator, Mike. You pack them in tight to throw, and then in this case, you spread them out wide. 4 wide receivers, make them defend the whole field, and it really opens up some run lanes inside and helps lead to that big game.
This one taken in by Reynolds. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That's another
11 yards on the pass there. And the Jets have a first down.
32-yard line.
That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
To throw is Taylor. That one's caught. It's Isaiah Davis. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll run it. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. It picks up 25 yards and gives them a golden opportunity. It's first and goal.
First and goal, New York.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up first and goal.
They'll run. It's Hall. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
I think the back just needs to be a little bit more decisive in the run game, and not everything is always going to be perfectly blocked, Mike. There's times where you just have to say, okay, let's get back past the line of scrimmage, pick up a couple yards, and just keep this ball going forward.
Taylor. He takes off. And he will get into the end zone. Tyrod Taylor. Touchdown, New York. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets move out in front by a point. It's 7-6.
Cardinals 6.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Dortch now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Cardinals offense ready for this next possession.
Their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now flags fly. Looks like someone got going early, and it's going to turn into 1st and 15.
Still first down.
Drive will start on the ground, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 14.
They'll stick with him again. He'll look forward for maybe a yard. Tony Adams there on the stop.
Tackled in at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 2. 3rd down and 13.
3rd and long. Throw it. We're set. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll get into the slide here, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
And now here comes the punt team. Back deep is Isaiah Davis. This fielded inside the 35. Oh, hello! He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Taylor. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. That's the veteran Calais Campbell in there to drop him. Loss of 5 to start the drive.
If this was just one guy dominating them up front, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can chip him. You can double team him. You can start sliding the offensive line and pass protection his way, trying to slow him down. But this has been coming from a lot of different spots, and right now it just looks to be a breakdown in the protection, and they have no answer on how to stop it.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. Well, that helps to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
It's actually a really nice job there on 2nd down, putting this into a 3rd and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that 1st down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
And that is incomplete.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt, and although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
Here's Austin McNamara now, as he's on to punt for the Jets. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Cardinals offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. Play fake. Here's Brissett. Showing off the footwork. Sliding down after a gain of 8.
These plays just kill you. Defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
So, from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. They'll turn and hand this one off. They'll finally track him down as he takes it up to the 45-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. It's good for a Cardinals 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Here is Brissett. He keeps it himself. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
This defense is going to have to come up with some answers at halftime because they cannot allow this quarterback to just continue to have his way with them on the ground using his legs. And that's exactly what's happened so far here in the 1st half, and they're going to have to get that fixed and fixed quickly.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. A pickup of 14 as he takes it to the 14.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and
2. Here's 2nd and 2. First run of the game here for Michael Carter. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw is Brissett. That was incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
Nice rep here by the defense. They go man coverage, takes away all the threats downfield, and with nothing open, he has no choice but just kind of throw a contested ball, hope for the best, and just falls incomplete.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Cardinals get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead. So Ryland now, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. The return, here comes Davis. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. This drive on the ground, it's Hall. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
At the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. Taylor loses the football. And it looked like one of the Jets was able to get in there and secure it, and they did, so they keep the ball.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going on. That ball either needs to come out, or it certainly needs to be protected. That has to be a disappointing end to this drive. Just think, when they took the field on this possession, Mike, they're thinking they got a shot to go down there and take the lead, but they couldn't even get to midfield, let alone the end zone. If they end up getting another shot before halftime, they've got to find a way to have better execution than they did right here.
The Cardinals offense and running back Amari DiMercato set to take over once more. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. RPO, quick throw, grab by Wilson.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Here's 2nd and 9. We're set, gonna throw. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
9 yards to go.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And on 3rd down, what they're trying to do, Mike, is just get the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of one of his playmakers, but he just doesn't focus through the catch. Lapse of concentration, ends up in a drop, and
Chad Ryland
falls incomplete.
for the field goal. A 35-yard attempt.
Well, the snap, a poor one, and it's blocked.
And that's just a really good effort there. Remember, if he misses the ball and he runs into the kicker, that's an automatic 1st down, but he doesn't. Not only does he get through, almost untouched, he's able to get a hand on it and block the kick.
The Jets offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. Look wide, get this one complete, and he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
At the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd down, they need 3. Now, Taylor. He'll step up and run this. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the 1st down, get down. The drive continues.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing, Taylor. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And he'll get about 7. Still short of that 1st down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their 2nd, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half.
10 yards on the pickup.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This a 42-yard attempt. Folk's kick is good. And the Jets get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. And he will not attempt a return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
To throw, it's Brissett on 1st and 10. That's left side, and that's the tight end, McBride. And he's going to be out of bounds. 0-0 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula and come out on top in this tight one as we hit the second half. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A one-point game as quarter 3 begins. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jets offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Option. Here's Paul. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Back to throw is Taylor. Quick throw, taken in, and they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 7 yards, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and a yard. In motion comes Lazard. We'll try to run for it with Paul. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Cards offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll go play action here with Brissett. the contact, incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
You know, it's really surprising to see him, of all people, let that one go. You just don't see him drop many balls. I mean, really, regardless of the circumstance. So, yes, there was contact. Yes, they timed it up perfectly, but typically that's a ball he's able to hold on to.
A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in, and that'll go down as an incompletion.
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
And you get a sense that in a really tight game like this, it's that one play that's going to tip the scales either way. So they come out swinging for the deep one on that one. They can't quite link up, but keep swinging. Keep generating those chunk plays, because typically in the NFL, chunk plays equal points.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. It's first down, and it's Paul. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. That's Jalen Thompson up from his safety spot to bring him down.
It's second and 8.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 8. Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
25 yards on the
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
And he'll only manage a couple of yards before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
From the 33, here's second and 8. Taylor looking to throw. He'll get this into the hands of his running back. And he's in! Reese Hall. Touchdown, Jets.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
Now, Folk, on for the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This one crushed. It's over the back line of the end zone. Touchback, and the ball's coming out to the 35. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Got 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
That's good for the Cardinals. First down.
When the offense broke the huddle in the line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
On 1st and 10, here's Brissett. And they'll get it up 4 here as he is taken down.
To Zay Jones. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. Catch made, right side by Wilson. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. That's caught. Left side, it's complete. And he will get into the end zone. Amari DiMercado. Touchdown, Cardinals. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
And even though it's just the 3rd quarter, he'll try to draw even right here and go for 2.
Line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're going to try to run it in. And he finds his way into the end zone again. Good stretch, finding the goal line, the touchdown, and the 2-point conversion.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Davis now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jets offense ready to get back to work. Blockers get forward for a pickup of 3. Tackled there by Mack Wilson.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 29. Here's 2nd down and 7. To throw is Taylor. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, it will lead to some easier and better completions.
Taken down at the 30. Big gain for the Jets there. 41 yards.
Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
He'll take this forward for about 5.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
Big opening up the middle. And it'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up 1st and goal.
Well, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
Taylor. That is caught. What a job on the scramble. Alan Lazard. Touchdown, New York.
That was just too easy, Mike. It's just straight man coverage. Great route by the receiver on the slant. You just can't give up an inside release deep in your own end zone because, as you just saw, it's pitch and catch.
Folk now for the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 33-yard line.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Operating from the gun is Brissett. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Every possession is so critical in these close games. The one thing you can't have here is a turnover. Really nice job making sure that ball is uncatchable, and just line up and snap it again.
3rd and long. Throw it. Brissett. And that one thrown away to the sideline. It's incomplete. It's a frustrating series. It'll bring up 4th down.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's 3rd and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim, so there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
He's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Jets offense and Tyrod Taylor getting ready for their next possession. Give up the middle with Hall. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
At the 30-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Taylor. A very quick throw there, but he's not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Really can't afford to go 3 and out here, Mike. I know you got the lead, but it's not insurmountable by any means, especially after they just scored their last time out. So they've got to dial up their best 3rd down protection, best 3rd down play, whatever it is, by any means necessary. They've got to keep this drive alive.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. This brought in out past the 20. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Cardinals offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Well, you know, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably not what they had in mind when they called that play, but those guys on defense, it felt like they knew what was coming from the start, and they got to him in a hurry.
Here is Brissett. Pass complete there to Harrison. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 11.
Now Brissett. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Elijah Higgins.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
The Cardinals line up for a punt. Davis to return it. Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Jets offense ready to get back at it. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A big-time run there by Hall. 36 yards.
36 yards.
There's two elements to a successful run play, and the key is having them align. The offensive line needs to block according to the play and create space, but the back has to hit that space at the appropriate time. And this is a clear example as to why it leads to big gains.
He's taken high of the 10. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
When you're game planning during the week for a mobile quarterback like this, on every down, you have to have somebody to account for him. You can see why here. He's able to escape the pocket, turn into a runner, and he can take every play and make it a big play.
On the run, here's Hall. And the strength on display, rambling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards.
You know, I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide-open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for, and I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of.
Good blocking, and he's in. Reese Hall, touchdown, New York. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground. Now, Folk, on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jets will extend this third quarter lead.
Cardinals 17.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This returnable, it's DeMercado. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to take over once more. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. We're set. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
A toss play really tests how well your linebackers can run sideline to sideline. He was also able to show how fast he can get downhill, being able to bring that runner down behind the line of scrimmage.
It is 3rd and long. We're set. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So anytime you find yourself in 3rd and long, it's hard to really be unpredictable as a play caller because the defense knows it's most likely going to be a pass. They understand where the down and distance markers are, and There's really nowhere for him to go with the ball, and he has to throw it away.
This returnable from inside his own 40. And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Off we go in the fourth quarter, and it starts with a run by Hall. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Now, Taylor to the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. Now, Jonathan Gannon not sure here about that call, and he wants them to take another look.
The previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stays.
So the challenge there unsuccessful, and it will remain a completed pass. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing, Taylor. Forced out left. He'll tuck it and take off. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
And a Jets 1st down.
What are y'all doing?
There wasn't anywhere really for him to go with the ball. The defensive backs did a great job of taking away his progression read. But that pass rush, they just can't get home, and he ends up making the play with his legs.
And that time, the pressure, too much. He'll go down. Calais Campbell getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. This one caught by Lazard. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Number 10, Alan Lazard. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Makes the score Jets 34, Cardinals 17.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. This returnable, it's DeMercado. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25.
The Cards offense ready to take over possession of the football. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the ground, DeMercado. And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple, and it's 2nd down.
27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
To throw is Brissett. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down.
Timing
8
and
yards
trust.
to go.
Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Brissett going to throw, and that is incomplete.
Yeah, that one just didn't feel right from the jump. I think he sensed that he was either going to take a sack or get baited into making a bad throw. So ultimately a good decision, just throw the ball away.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. Now it's Brissett. He'll try to run for it. Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark, but he is short. They've held him on 4th down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. They will run it over center with Hall. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9. One of the tight ends motions right. Another run here with Hall. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, if you're going to run the ball in the middle of this defensive line, you better block the big man in the middle, Mike. What a great job, not only defeating his blocks, but being able to penetrate enough to take the ball carrier down for a loss. That is a great play by the big man inside.
Back to throw is Taylor. He'll try and get there on the ground. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, he's able to get back on it, so not only will it not be a turnover, but in fact, the drive keeps going. It's a 1st down. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball, but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet.
Now it's 2nd and 1. go again with Hall. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete.
I'll tell you one thing, Mike, this pass rush certainly isn't the reason why they're losing this game right now. I mean, they have made their presence felt all throughout this game, and they're about a half second away from adding another sack to their total.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jets add on to their lead.
17.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. This returnable, it's DeMercado. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Start on the ground, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The ball carrier. He was taken down by Michael Clemens. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9. 9-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look for and find DeMercado out of the backfield. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
Taking off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the.
So there's a fine line, Mike, between giving your wide receivers every chance they can to get open downfield, but at the same time, you can't stress your protection. I think he does a nice job in this case understanding that balance. He escapes the pocket, turns into a runner, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have a clock in their head. They understand exactly how much time they have before they start stressing the protection. He realized pretty quickly here it was time to go, tuck the ball, become a runner, and he's able to pick up a big gain.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
The tackle by Brandon Stevens. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. 21 is the line to gain as we hit third down. Back to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards.
It's a gain of 16.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
Handoff here, up the middle. Ooh, well, now you see it, now you don't. Good juke move there, and a gain of 6.
At the 4-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Working out of the gun, here's Brissett. Under pressure, and now he's going to go down. Back at the 8-yard line.
Both sides now going back and forth, trading blows. After a nice pickup and a handful of yards, the defense responds with a big sack. Now brings up 3rd and medium, and let's see if they decide to go back on the ground or keep it in the air.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Brissett. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down. The Jets offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Reynolds is the motion man here. Going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And this defense plays it beautifully. They knock him back to the 7.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 7-yard line.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Taylor. And as he threw it, the pass is incomplete.
And even though they'll say he had a man in the vicinity of the throws, clearly not intended to be caught. Really smart play. Don't risk a turnover here. Live for the next snap.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Taylor looking to throw. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
All these defensive linemen, I promise you, they all want sacks. That is how you get paid. That is how you make your name. But it's also the other plays where you can affect the quarterback. Can you make them feel uncomfortable? Or in this case, you don't get the sack, but it was the hit that's able to alter the pass to fall incomplete.
So just under 2 minutes here in this one. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. On 1st down, Brissett. He'll step up and run, showing off the footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket, decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs, he's able to pick up a positive play.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun is Brissett. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Third down and 2.
Yeah, so it seemed the second they broke the huddle, Mike, that there was some confusion. I'm not sure everybody got on the same page before that ball was snapped.
3rd and 2. Here's Brissett. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermined before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. And a few kneel downs should come close to closing this one out, depending on whether or not the defense wants to use those 2 timeouts they have left. But it really would just prolong what seems to be inevitable. Taylor. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Complete to number 85, Mason Taylor. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Taylor. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Buda Baker.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The Cardinals offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. Here is Brissett. Will set up the screen to DeMarcado. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. That screen goes for 12. And that's a first down.
And the Cardinals.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
Now Brissett throwing on 1st and 10. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That's to the end zone where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage, muscling that one free. It'll be 2nd down now.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 21
Once he saw the
yards.
defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get.
And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So that is what you want. No, sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right. and this call will stand. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Throwing again, Brissett under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their second. The clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And 16.
I'm not sure what it was, Mike, but there was something off about that play from the jump. I'm not sure if it was the body language or the on the line of scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and I think the result showed.
And this is going to be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Now, Brissett. Going to be intercepted in the end zone if he stayed in bounds. Now, the officials say no, it is incomplete. Crisis averted for the offense, at least for the moment. A near turnover there. Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So, this one a win for the visiting Jets. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.